What's up, everybody? How are you? Thanks for coming. We appreciate it. Who has the first question?
Yeah, I want to start with TJ, please. TJ, of course, this is the last time we're going to get to see you before the scales tomorrow morning. Can you give us one more update? Where are you at? How far out are you right now?
I feel really good, man. Surprisingly good. I got close to weight this morning, a little workout. It's going to be no problem. I'll probably make weight tonight.
Interesting. Are you willing to give us an exact number?
I got down to 128. I'm back up a little bit, but I got down to 28 this morning.
And how do you feel overall? I mean, this has been a long process for you to get here. I mean, you didn't know what this was going to feel like, and everybody's worried, how are you going to be on Saturday night? Give us an idea of what you're feeling like health-wise at this moment.
I just said I feel great, man. I mean, I'm not really worried about it.
Fair enough, TJ. Thanks. Henry, I wanted to ask you quickly. TJ has said, I'm going to kill off this flyweight division. And, of course, you're fighting for your title. You're fighting for your legacy. But I wonder, has this fight gotten personal as well? I mean, this is a guy that's basically saying he's trying to take away your division, take away your livelihood, perhaps.
I guess you could, I mean, to him it might be personal. To me, it's business. I mean, I'm in this game I don't see myself losing. I really don't. I'm healthy. I'm strong. As you guys have seen my videos, my pictures, this is the strongest Henry Cejudo has ever felt. Not even at the age of 21, man. I'm 31 years old, man. I am solid. I am strong, and I am so ready. And the reason why I'm in GOAT, I don't know if you guys noticed. Was that your next question?
We were going to ask. You had to.
Go ahead, ask me.
Well, let's ask about that gold jacket. It's pretty fancy.
Hey, let's all count how many times you can talk about his gold medal during this press conference. Let's count.
We're going to. I'm going to.
Actually, himself in the third person.
Actually, you know what? Since you brought it up,
how many times he talks about his gold medal as well, too?
Since TJ brought it up already, and you said you want to snatch that gold medal off my neck, I got a little surprise for you, TJ. I want you to do it Saturday night.
I thought you lost it.
I want you to do it Saturday.
Is that a fake one?
TJ, I want you to do it Saturday night because I'm ready.
Sweet, me too.
Dana, I want to ask you. I mean, it's the start of a new generation, of course, with ESPN here. We've seen a lot of coverage, a lot of news programming stuff this week. What can fans expect on Saturday night? Are we going to see differences to the broadcast, different things, or is this another event?
We still control the broadcast. I mean, you'll see graphics package will be different than when we were on Fox and stuff like that. But everything's going to be the same. I mean, our level of production is off the charts already. You know, every time something new or innovative comes out, we do it. But what you're going to see a lot more of is coverage, obviously, from ESPN, like you said, and a lot of programming built around the fights, designed to follow the fighters. They came up with this cool one. We always follow people leading up to the fight. We never follow people after with wins and losses. They're going to start doing shows like that. You can see a lot of different programming. Very cool. Dan, I want to ask you about the main event here. I mean, one of the big storylines is the future of the flyweight division hanging in the balance. And these guys have said, they both believe it is. What can you tell us? I mean, does a TJ Dillashaw win mean the flyweight division goes away, or what is the future of the flyweight division? I don't know. We'll see what happens on Saturday.
Saturday night, the flyweight division is going to be resurrected. Let it be known.
And then, Dana, just one last one from me. This week we saw Amanda Nunes come out and say, listen, I'm done with 145. I don't want to defend it. So I wonder, this champ thing that happens a lot lately, nobody ever defends their belt. So is this potentially one of the last times we see a champ type situation because of, the way it's kind of stalling out divisions and such?
I didn't know she said that. No, I mean, there's a reason we didn't do it for a long time. And it's tough enough to defend one belt, let alone two. And Amanda's going to have another fight. Chris is going to have another fight. So we'll see how that all plays out. And when the time comes, listen, everybody has, their opinions or what they think they want at that point in time. But should they both win another fight, I think a rematch between them is huge. So it's a big fight. It's an important fight. Neither one of them were crazy about the first time either, but we got it done. So we'll see how everything plays out.
Hey, Dana. Thank you again for making an amazing card in New York, man.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Spoke to Greg Hardy earlier. He's obviously an athletic beast. It's the elephant in the room, the situation. Speaking of him, man, he came across very confident. He wants to be up there with the likes of Kane, Stipe, and Gano as soon as the end of 2019. When you look at Greg and everything you heard from him, do you really believe he could be challenging for a title at the end of 2019?
Listen, the guy's gifted. He's a great athlete. I mean, were you there earlier today?
Yeah, at the
See
scrum.
his legs? I mean, the legs on this guy are fucking crazy. But, yeah, he's an athlete, but I don't know. I don't know the answers to them. Yeah, he's looked good so far. When he hits people, they go down, and we'll see. You know, he's a guy that a lot of things, when somebody first comes into the UFC, the jitters are real. You know, some people fold no matter how good they are, no matter what they did in other organizations. This guy's been on the big stage many, many times. So
Very well spoken.
yeah, and solid guy. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. And Alex, has it hit you yet that you're going to be the headline in the prelims on Big ESPN? Man, that's kind of crazy.
Man, it's everything it's supposed to be. You know, first, grateful to Cowboy for taking the fight, maybe against his better judgment. And with that being said, though, you know, I'm not drawn in by the promotion, the city, even his image or persona of anything. It's just another day, and to me, standing across from Cowboy, I'm looking through the fighter, I'm looking at the man, and I think the persona and everything's just a big distraction. I just see myself facing an insecure little lad swinging on a saddle with a pop gun and a feather in his hat.
And Donald, how's the wake up been? Obviously, no Bud Light or Budweiser this week, but how's it been dropping back down to 155?
Oh, it sucks. Every part about it sucks. Sitting here wishing I could go walk the streets of New York and eat pizza. But I'm going to make it happen, you know? And, yeah, a little insecure, popping cattle, fucking whatever. That's good. I can't wait for Saturday, man. I'm excited.
Static about Saturday.
Static, yeah.
It's gonna
But
be a fun
listen, my little friend, I'm not one to sit there and talk. So if you got like big things to say, we're fighting on Saturday. Keep it professional. We just stood in the back. You didn't have much to say. So if you do,
You didn't have much to say either, partner. I'll tell you this, little friend, I'll be sending your geriatric ass fucking yeehawing back to the stables on Saturday.
I know, I understand you're talking live, and Saturday's coming, so let's fight for money on Saturday. But I'm not
Saturday
the
is
guy
coming.
to sit here and talk shit to, because I know what floor you're on. They fucked up and put me in the wrong room. I'm right next to you, little motherfucker. So if you have something to say, you can come knock on my door, okay?
We're not on the same floor.
Yeah.
I'm in a different suite, for one. And for two, you're all buddy-buddy in the back. He's calling how healthy and nice. I do look fucking healthy. I look great. You look like you served the last 2 terms in the fucking Oval Office. You look worn out. You look aged and withered.
Hey,
Can't wait for the fight. My last thing, Henry, who's a better dressed guy, you or your head coach?
I don't know. Stand up, Captain. Stand up. Show him. You guys like the snake and printed jeans? Get up on that chair. It was actually Ali's actually the one that dressed him. What do you think, Dana? And you guys are talking stuff in the.
You look like you're going to host a game show.
Get on Ali then. Get on. I'm just.
Oh, if you're letting that guy dress you, oh my God. He's wearing a fucking turtleneck, for Christ's sakes. It's not 1973.
I'm actually glad we got that portion. I was going to ask where you got the jacket from, clearly from Ali. It was a Bruce Buffer joke in there somewhere. But how are you feeling in terms of where you stack in terms of the speed, the wrestling, striking, versus a champ you've seen and fought a number of times at 35 versus you having to come up in this weight? How are you feeling your skills are holding up in terms of seeing him in the open workouts and all that other stuff on tape?
I don't know if I understand that. He's coming down.
Yeah, I know. He's coming down. You're getting to fight at your weight versus what I'm trying to say at. So how do you feel your assets hold up versus his assets on, now that you've seen him a little bit trying to get to this weight? Sorry for the confusions on that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. No, I'm expecting the best, TJ. Like, I truly am. This guy's a competitor, former wrestler. I know what I have ahead of me, but I also know what it's like to make 125 pounds. I'm 125 pounds, and I missed weight before. Now imagine somebody coming down and losing an extra 10 pounds. I mean, I'm solid. I made the weight. I've been making the weight for years now. I mean, my debut was the only time that I missed weight. Uncle Dana, you told me to go up. I went up, beat the dude up. Ever since then, I learned my lesson. I became a professional. So if you're asking if Henry Cejudo's ready, I'm extremely ready. My power, my speed. I've been using science all over. I mean, science has been in the center with Neuroforce One has been the center of my camp, and I'm excited. I'm truly, truly excited, and I'm very optimistic about this fight.
Henry, down here, question for you. Obviously, the stakes for TJ are to become a double champion. If you win in an ideal world, would you then like to go up and face him for his Bantamweight championship?
Absolutely. I think what TJ is trying to do, too, I think is very admirable. I think what he's trying to do is something that's never been done. Champions go up and win belts. Champions don't come down and win belts. What he's trying to do, and that, in my opinion, if he was to do something like that, that would have put him pound for pound the best fighter in the world. The problem is he's fighting me. That's the problem. And Henry Cejudo is extremely ready. And the thing is, guys, is I'm not just Dana. I can tell you right now, I'm not just. This is much bigger than me. This is for the guys. This is for all the flyweights that are not big enough to make 135 pounds. I'm fighting for those guys. I'm fighting for their family. There's a big burden. There's a big inspiration in me when I'm inspired and I know I can get things done. And there's no other better person, Dana, UFC people, than to throw the Hail Mary to than me. So thank you.
A follow-up to Dana. Should Henry win, would you make the rematch and let him fight TJ for his Bantamweight championship?
I don't know yet. I mean, let's see what happens.
Doesn't need to make
Saturday.
that decision. Ain't gonna happen. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know what. We got to see how the fight plays out and what happens, and we'll go.
I'll tell you what. I'll give him a rematch. I want to fight him, Dana, after this fight. After I beat him at 125 pounds, I want to fight him at 135 pounds, and I want to take that belt too.
Thanks.
This question's both for TJ and Henry. What do you expect to enter the cage at? What weight?
See how the body responds. You know, that's nothing. I'm going to go in comfortable. You know, I've been practicing at a comfortable weight that I can feel fast. I don't want to get too big. Obviously, don't want to be too light, right? I want to feel what I've been practicing at. So whatever my body naturally wants to come back to after I'm rehydrated, yeah, just natural.
Henry?
I'm actually going to probably take the answer from him, too. Take about 41, 40, feeling good, feeling strong. You know, he's right. You don't want to carry too much weight. And if you get too big, you're gonna be sluggish. I believe he'll make the weight. My problem is will he recover? That's the question. And I've said it time and time again. Anybody can make a weight. How are you going to feel the next day? How are you going to feel the next day when you go up against another animal that's made the weight, that's proven at 125 pounds? How?
And you keep talking about making weight. You're the only one that's missed weight. I've never missed weight since 8 years old, ever. I've always been a professional. I've always made weight. I'm going to make weight easier than you. I'm actually worried that you might miss weight. Actually, I'm not worried because then I'll get a little extra cash. Put it in my pocket.
No, I told people, I says, if TJ misses weight, I still want to fight him, even if it's at 135 pounds. If you don't make the weight, TJ, please don't pull out. I want to fight you regardless.
Don't worry.
You know what? This is personal. This is personal because there's a lot of people out there. This dude is a guy that was trying to start the union with the UFC to get him paid a shitload of money to get rid of the division, sicking him down to dethrone the reigning champ. I'm doing this, TJ. I'm not doing it just for me, man. I'm doing it for everybody. I'm doing it for all the 125.
And that's your
people,
problem.
you know.
I'm doing this for myself. This is a selfish sport. I'm going out there and I'm winning for myself. I'm going to be the greatest.
And that's exactly who he is. And that's exactly who he is. You have friends like Joe Benavidez. You have guys like Shorty Torres living with. These are all flyweights, bro. Where's your respect, man?
Another one for TJ. TJ, when was the last time you weighed 125 pounds in your life?
Probably 2009, freshman year in college.
And how did you feel at that point? I mean, were you kind of like...
I felt like a young kid. I was 19 years old. I'm in a completely different part of my life, you know. I wish I knew what I know now back then, you know, but then I would have probably achieved more goals of mine in wrestling, and I wouldn't be in this spot right now. So it all happened for a reason. I really do believe that. My mom's always told me everything happens for a reason, and I was meant to be here.
Now, do you intend to ever at any point in the future have another flyweight fight?
Yeah, I'll do whatever, you know. It's whatever makes the most sense, whatever's going to threaten me the most at my legacy of being the best pound-for-pound fighter.
And one more for Dana. Dana, they both alluded to, Henry especially, about if for some reason one of these men does not make weight, obviously we have another belt for another man here. Would potentially a fight at flyweight be scrapped for a bantamweight title fight tomorrow if there's any trouble with the weight?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about that.
He doesn't have to. Stop asking the questions about it.
I'm not thinking anything negative. If something negative happens, we'll deal with it when it does.
Alex, 2 years ago when Jimmy Rivera beat Uriah Faber, his stock rose and he became a contender. Do you see a similar scenario for you this weekend if you beat your opponent, Cowboy Cerrone?
I mean, sure, that's obvious. You know, you take a big stage in devastating fashion. Huge win over Cowboy would certainly catapult the career into the next tier, and that's what I want. I mean, for me, again, this is just another step in the climb to the top. That's it.
And Henry, do you think the flyweight division would still be on the chopping block if Demetrius Johnson were still the champion?
I think as good as Demetrius was, and I don't want to speak for Dana, I think he was maybe part of the problem. I think he was so dominant. You know what? I can't even blame it on Demetrius. It's really, he was so dominant that he was making our weight class kind of look, like chump change. And I told him, I said, give me time, guys, give me time. I will beat this guy. When they asked me, how do you beat Demetrius Johnson, Henry, after I lost to him the first time, I says, guys, give me time. And we won.
Dana, is there any truth to the flyweight division not being on the chopping block if Demetrius were still the champion?
I answered that when we started. I said, let's see what happens on Saturday.
For TJ, Henry just said this fight's personal. Is it personal to you, or is this just all about that second belt?
It's about myself, man. It's about my legacy. It's about feeding my family, feeding my son down there, and doing what's best for myself and doing what's best for my legacy and being top pound-for-pound fighter in the world. I'm chasing the second belt. I'm chasing the spot. I'll do whatever.
And one for Donald. This is your 40th UFC WEC fight. You've kind of done it all at this point. Does Alex's words over there, some bold confidence words, how do they affect you at this point?
No, they don't affect me at all. When I left 155, I was ranked number 2. That means I beat everybody up there except for the champion. So for me to come back and for him to say he's going to steamroll me, he says I'm a stepping stone. Bitch, I'm a motherfucking boulder in your way. I fought the who's who.
You are a jester in the way. You're an active participant. You're concerned with entertaining people. I'm on the road to the throne. I'm concerned with kingship.
And Saturday, when I finish you, I will.
You don't belong across from me as much as you don't belong across from you. You're a stepping stone.
Alex, just to follow up on that, you keep saying he's an active participant. What does that really mean to you? Because Donald has made no secrets over the years that he was fighting for money and all those kind of things, but now he's more straight up about his goals. He wants to fight for the lightweight title and everything. Seems to have that.
On your 40th fight, if it took you that long to figure out what your goals are and that you're meant to be a champion, you're about 39 too fucking late. For me, I've known why I'm in this. I know why. I know my purpose. I know my mission, and I'm 100% committed to one thing. Unlike old day drinking Don over there, who's got mixed mistresses and a number of extracurricular activities to hide from the greatest fear in his life, which is in front of him, I focus on one thing and one thing only. I know I'm going to be a champion. He's number 2. He's always been number 2. I'm going to be number 1.
Just one for you, Dana, unrelated to this event, but we saw you make the Kamaru Usman versus Tyron Woodley fight for UFC 235, and in the wake of that, Colby Covington has said a lot of things, particularly about you. Do you have any response to him? And
I haven't heard any of them.
What's the future for Colby at this point?
I don't read this shit. I haven't heard anything.
What are your plans?
Not one thing. I haven't heard one thing about Colby Covington.
Okay. Do you have any plans for him at this point?
Yeah, he'll fight again. When opportunities pop up, take them. This is a sport of opportunity. When opportunity knocks, answer the door. Period. End of story. I didn't hear one more thing he said.
He seems to feel, though, that just because he didn't take that fight in September, he's being punished. Is that kind of the primary?
He's not being punished. You could ask anybody on this stage that's been in here for a long time when we call. If you take the fight, you take the fight, and if you don't, other people will. And that's how this thing goes. It just keeps rolling. We keep rolling, man. When we call and we make an offer, you take it. He didn't. He'll get another shot. Just not going to be when he wanted and when he thought it was coming. Usman went in there and fought that fight. I said that night. I mean, I wasn't shy about it. I said, Usman looked good tonight. I'd actually like to see Usman versus Woodley, and we got it done.
And just last thing, any possibility he just waits for the winner of that fight, or would you like to see Colby fight another?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. We'll see.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Dana. So first for you, what's the biggest thing you've noticed so far between the start of the Fox era and the start of the ESPN era? What's the biggest difference?
Obviously ESPN is a monster, and these guys have been, before we even got done with the Fox deal, these guys have been great partners. Not that Fox wasn't. Fox was great partners too, but just the stuff that they've been doing from the first day we did a deal. Deal didn't start till Jan 1, but they've been a partner before Jan 1. It's been awesome.
For Donald, this is your first weight cut in some time to lightweight. You've been wanting to move down for a while. You said that they kept offering you fights at 170. Now that you're actually going through the weight cut, do you have any regrets about this decision?
No, not at all. I hired a private chef to live at my house and cook for me, and got our weight down. And it always sucks these last 10 pounds, man. I'm miserable. I can't even sit here and bullshit. So it is what it is, but I can't wait for Saturday.
For TJ, people keep commenting on how you look. However, I mean, we're used to seeing you 10%, more of your body weight on this particular day on any other fight. Do you think that it's just taking some time for people to get used to it, and that if you were always a flyweight, you would look like this normally?
If I looked the same, I'd be worried. If my face looked the same, if my body looked the same, I'd be doing it the wrong way. I'd be dropping weight too late. I'd be crashing. This has been a 12, the cut's over. This has been a 12-week cut, Now it's just some tricks of the trade and some water displacement and having some fun. I mean, I felt great yesterday, open workouts, felt fast, felt strong, feel great now. I'm ready.
Were there any stumbling blocks at all?
No, actually, I expected some. Doing a big feat, I expected there to be some hiccups, and I thought it was going to be even harder than it was. I mean, it was a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but I feel great because of that work. I'm stronger, my cardio's better. It's been a cool process to see the changes that my body's done with Coach Calavita.
Henry, for you, have flyweights been reaching out to you via text or calling you to rally behind you for this particular fight?
God, I mean, everybody, my worst enemies, even Joe Benavidez is cheering for me. I mean, it's at that point. I mean, this was his main training partner. He's like shaking my hands, like, "Hey, I'm rooting for you, man." It's like, damn, this is the guy that I had bad blood with. I mean, DJ Matt Hume, they send me a text like, "Hey, we're cheering you on, buddy." I mean, it's overwhelming, So I feel like the crowd's behind me. I have training partners. The cool thing about it, guys, is I have flyweights that actually live with me, And every time I wake up in the morning, I started to think about them. It's like, damn, these guys have helped me to become the best in the world, and I kind of want to return that favor for them. Like Bruno Budaguinho is one of them.
They should all realize that this is your fault. They offered you a fight at 135, you little bitch, but you wouldn't accept it. So I'm the one coming down to fight you.
No, because they want to get they want to get rid of the
have
division.
You fight Dillashaw at 35. So,
they wanted to get rid of the division at
135
pounds, and I said no. I says, you know what? Bring him down. Bring him down. I want to defend my title, and then after that, I'm going to get my rematch, and then I'm going to take your belt.
TJ, what's stopping you from saying that you hope that the division continues? I mean, you have trained with a lot of these flyweights in the past.
Man, I don't care if it stays or goes. You know what I mean? Like I've said that. It's about me, myself, my name, feeding my family. Like if it stays, cool. If it doesn't and I end it, I'm the champion in both weight classes anyways. It's all I can make both weights. Let's have everyone else do it.
And finally, for Alex, I think that when you made your professional debut, that Donald had 26 fights under his belt. I mean, he's been around for a long time. You're coming in here, guns a-blazing. Do you have respect for Donald and his accomplishments?
Yeah, sure, I respect Donald, and it was cool seeing him come up and everything, but there's a difference between watching a man on the screen and watching him stand across from you, and there will be none of that respect upheld. I won't respect his space. I won't respect the air he's breathing, and I'm going to press and break him in the octagon. It's a completely different world now. Everything's changed.
A question for Donald over here. Donald, when you got the fight against Alex, had you ever heard of him before?
No, I have not.
Have you watched any of his fights since?
No, I haven't. Don't care. Just excited to get in there and fight, man. This is my road back to the title, and little fucker's just in the way.
And where did you train for this fight?
At the ranch.
Okay. But not with Jackson Wink?
No, no longer with them.
Okay. Alex, what do you make of him saying that he has never heard of you before?
Makes no difference. I wouldn't expect him. You know what? He went from, proposing the fight against fucking McGregor and so, and then it went to me. And, yeah, I'd be thinking, who the fuck is this kid, too? I'm sure everybody's asking that. Who the fuck am I? And on Saturday, I'll put all that curiosity to rest. But I don't blame him for thinking that.
And for TJ, your coach, Bang Ludwig, has been talking this week about you potentially at some point going up to fight Max Holloway. Is this something that actually interests you?
So much. Absolutely, man. Making history.
Will you try to do that after this fight, go from 25 to 45? Will you campaign for that?
I would love to. I would love to, man.
TJ, drink some water, man. You're going to need some. Drink some water, bro. Seriously. I think that's crazy. I think, number one, get past
That's
me.
why you're, that's why you're the most boring fighter on the roster.
Try to get past me. Try to get past me.
It's going to be no problem.
And then think of Max Holloway. But he ain't getting past nobody. The flyweight division is going to get resurrected Saturday night.
He's like a politician.
That's all there is to it.
Okay, and last one for Dana. Obviously, a big story here is the flyweights, right? We're talking about it a lot. You're being asked about it a lot. Why hasn't the UFC come out and just said, it's on the line, it's not on the line, just so everyone knows and doesn't have to keep speculating?
Because I said we'll find out on Saturday. We'll see.
So you know the answer to the question.
He's saying, who cares?
I didn't hear your answer, sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't give an answer.
But do you know the answer to that question? If Henry wins, does it survive?
I don't know.
You know what? With all due respect, Dana, with all due respect, you did at one point say that they would never enter. They would never enter in the sport of MMA. Ronda Rousey became one of your biggest superstars. You know, I know there's a place in your heart. What I'm saying is, let's make a deal. I beat this man Saturday night. The flyweight division stays.
We'll see what happens on Saturday.
Why are you reluctant to make that deal? Just out of curiosity, why not just come out and say it?
I answered the question. That's the answer to the question.
Thank you.
Dana.
So, Aaron, you're becoming the Oprah of MMA. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that. But you're good.
Dana, Rachel today said that she went and sought out Greg Hardy, shook his hand, wanted to talk to him about any potential dissension. I guess people thought there might be between them. How do you feel about the way she's handled this whole situation that she's been in?
What's your question?
Rachel said she went out and talked to Greg Hardy today.
Okay.
Yesterday, I guess, shook his hand, wanted to talk to him, squash any perceived dissension between the two of them. How do you feel?
I don't think there ever was.
That's what
sweet
she's
of
saying.
her.
She's saying she wanted to, people think on the same card. How do you feel she's handled the situation she's been in this whole time through?
But there was never a situation. From the minute I called her, there was never a situation. Mm-hmm. She didn't know who Hardy was. She didn't know anything about it. And she said, his situation isn't my situation. They're completely different. And I don't even know the guy and I have no problem with any of this. So there never was a situation.
Was there ever any pushback from Disney or Endeavor, anyone with whose opinion who matters to you, to not put him on the card?
No. Okay. You can make a situation out of anything if you want to. These two people are on the roster. You have people out there that's their style. They make shit out of whatever, it's what they do, that's their thing. You can make anything out of anything if you want to. These two fighters are UFC fighters, and eventually they'd ended up on the same card anyway, and the people that do that would have come up with this shit anyway. It can be this fight, or it could be 10 fights from now. It's just, you can make something out of anything if you want to. That's your style.
Just quickly for Cowboy, I want to ask you, I mean, you said you wanted the Conor fight. I mean, massive, big money fight, right? And this was the 5th name you got. I mean, the stakes for Alex are clear to beat a guy like you beating him. I don't know what it does for your career. So what was the motivation when you said, yeah, I'll fight the guy?
The motivation was to go in there and fight. That's what I love to do, man. Fucking love fighting. Wouldn't be here if I didn't. So I'm going to get through Alex. I'm going to call it a top 5 opponent and go get that belt.
Thanks, Cowboy. And just quickly, if I could, for Alex, we talked about Henry's gold jacket there. Can we talk about your sweater there? It seems like a pretty intricate design. Is this there's some messages on there?
It's a pretty gangster-ass Brooklyn sweater is what it is.
Cowboy, we'll take one more question. If we're starting to ask about clothes, we're getting fucking thin around here.
Okay, then I'll go to Alex then, if it's only one more question. Alex, a lot of people in Cowboys' position perhaps wouldn't, take a fight with a young up-and-comer. It seems a lot of people are holding up and just, waiting for big fights. I know in some ways you don't want to respect them, but in a way, are you somewhat thankful that he is giving you this opportunity to fight somebody with
I did say that
name?
at the beginning, absolutely. Absolutely. Despite anything else, I am grateful for him taking these fights, being the guy he is, and standing up to this, because it certainly does not behoove him like it does me. And so, yeah, hats off to him.
Can I get one more?
Yeah, do your thing.
And for TJ, there's no question that Henry Cejudo is a phenomenal wrestler, obviously Olympic gold medalist. But in terms of MMA wrestling, how do you think you match up with him?
Better. It's a whole nother sport. I learned that when I first got in the sport. I expected just to out-wrestle everyone. Setups are different. Wrestling's different when you don't have shoes on, when the distance is different. I'm able to close that distance better. I'm the better wrestler when it comes to MMA.
All right, thank you guys. I'm gonna square these guys off for photo ops. Thanks, New York. Thanks for coming out today. We appreciate you.